Vulcan, how can I help you?
Let's change the subject. I need your help. Let's change the subject. Can I do something for you?
No, thank you. I don't need anything for the moment.
I'll be going now.
Hello, Vulcan.
Let me see what you've made this time. Relmar, you got a minute?
Yes?
I have a few questions I need to ask you. Let's change the subject. I'll leave you here.
down there. We're here. Come and help us. We can't hold on for
This
too
door is blocked from the other side. This door is blocked from the other side. This door is blocked from the other side. Matras, you're still alive.
Are you trying to be funny? Of course I am. Though I did nearly have to change bodies. So here we are, a little closer to our goal. Of course, the next thing we must do is to find a way to dispose of Blackfart's wives.
Blackfart's wives?
Are you shocked? Blackfrost's polygamy is probably a reflection of his megalomania, even though it was quite common in the past. The most powerful of them is called the Guardian. She is protecting the palace entry, and I fear she is invulnerable as long as her 3 sisters live. You must first face the Creator, the Stalker, and then the Watcher, if you are to have any chance of defeating her.
I've already beaten one of them. I can kill the others.
I don't doubt it, but this place is bathed in a kind of corruption that lends strength to these creatures.
Is there a way of getting rid of it?
Probably. There are still a few red scribes around. Stupid though they are, they may have some idea how to proceed. Did you know that before it became Blackfart's Folly, this place was originally a palace built by the elves, devoted entirely to theater and song?
I don't think that's gonna help me much.
Alas, what a dull world it has become. You know, the acoustics in there are quite wonderful. You should give it a listen while you're killing the concubines.
What do you know about these creatures?
Well, I don't know them as intimately as I'd like, but I believe they are women who were chosen for their diverse talents. And our fine Ice Lord decided to transform them. He calls them his concubines, and they serve him faithfully in every way. The dream of many men, I presume.
Matras, do you have a moment?
My dear, I have all of eternity.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why are you still here?
Well, you see, my dear, my curiosity knows no bounds. And you already know I'm immortal. I should think those 2 reasons would be enough to allow me to be present for the end of the world, though obviously it is my dearest wish that your little plan should succeed. Your capacity to resist the intrusion in your body of an extraordinary spirit is absolutely fascinating. Know that if the world is not totally destroyed in the next few hours, but that you should fall, I will personally ensure that your story is remembered.
I don't know if I should thank you for that. This Black Frost, have you ever met him before?
It's entirely possible, but if I did, he didn't go by that name in those days. You see, at that time, I found the company of any and all living creatures quite simply unbearable. I had decided to move to an area as far away from anyone else as possible. As the desert climate tends to wear out my bodies faster, I opted to move up to the great frozen north. I lived there peacefully in my modest palace for some years, until one day, a small group of people arrived. There were a dozen apprentice sorcerers who called themselves the White Lords. Believe me, in those days, Lord was about the last thing anyone would think of calling them. On reflection, I should have slain them on the spot for having disturbed my peace and stolen some books from my archives. But I was rather bored, and their thefts intrigued me, and so I followed them. I picked up their trail in a city a few towns along. There were quite a few of them at the time, and the locals seemed to like them well enough.
Are you talking about the Ice Lords?
Yes, of course, though they weren't calling themselves that. I watched them for a while, but they were so ridiculous that I quickly grew bored of them. Clearly, managing to steal from my library had been the result of the merest stroke of luck.
And Black Frost?
Doubtless he was one of them. A talentless conjurer who imagined himself a great mage without having any of the abilities to go with the title. Of course, with the passing of time and using my research, they finally managed to achieve their goal. If they're still the gang of megalomaniacs that they were, then they are extremely dangerous.
Did you know all along that Edwin was really the White Lady?
Yes, even though I almost didn't recognize her with all that clothing on. You may not believe it, but when she was a young girl amongst the White Lords, she liked to stroll around nearly naked.
How come you never said anything?
Oh, please. It would be a shame to spoil the delightful humor of such a situation.
Talk to you later.
I owe you my life, human. And more, actually.
Don't worry about it. It's been happening to everyone lately. There's a camp a bit of the way up. You should go there while the coast is clear.
Thank you. But there are still some prisoners over there. I can't just leave and act as if I don't know what's in store for them.
I'll see what I can do for them. Go back to the camp. The Red Scribes can take care of you.
Fantastic. Thanks again, soldier. Hope to see you at your camp.
Finally.
I know. Truth is, I kicked all the dead walkers' asses weeks ago, but I need some time to work up the guts to let you out, knowing how you'd be bitching at me.
Good to see you, Vulcan. I was up the creek this time.
Didn't want to tarnish the legend. Don't stay here. There's a camp not far away. Bet you're starving.
I heard voices across the way there. Elves, I think. Also prisoners.
Don't worry about them. I took care of it. Did you see any of our guys around?
Yeah. There's one of those ugly women on 4 legs around. She got several of our guys. I was able to observe her a bit. Looks like she's avoiding those pillars that are around here. That may be something you can use if you feel like fighting her. And knowing you...
A concubine, huh? Yeah, I won't let her get away from me.
Good. More power. Smoker.
place stinks of corruption. I'm guessing there's a concubine not too far away.
That was my feeling as well. I suggest that we pursue our immediate objective. The atmosphere here is delicious, but it will benefit the concubines far more than it does me.
This place stinks of corruption.
That was my...
I'm happy to see that you are still alive. I wish I could say the same for your companions.
Sybil? Randall?
Neither they nor your mercenary comrades show any sign of life, which leads me to think, what horrible carnage.
I'll have to go look around the place in case one of them is still alive.
Even if there's only a slim chance, you shouldn't hesitate. Unfortunately, we've got something else on our minds. Mathras doubtless spoke to you about the strange corruption in this place. Corruption that makes the undead much more powerful, sometimes even unbeatable.
Do you know of a way to beat it back or wipe it out?
I believe I have an idea, yes. The corruption does not extend to all places in the same way. Some areas seem to be exempt. And I believe the undead I saw there were less comfortable. These are exactly the same places as where the crystals with magical capabilities can be found. If you can gather some, we will be able to make you a talisman that will let you drive back the corruption around you, and so fight the undead as you usually would.
And repulse the Deadwalkers?
I doubt that the lone talisman is powerful enough for that. Added to which, you have to stay completely still. But the idea...
When he looks like that, it means he's trying to think. Funny, isn't it? Here, I'll show you the zones where you can find the crystals on your map.
Excuse me, I was lost in thought. Here, take this to gather the crystals, and bring us back as many as possible. That's a pretty good idea. If we place the crystals around the camp, we should be able to keep the undead away from here. Of course, we'll need more than it takes to make a single talisman.
All right, I'll bring it back for you. I need your help. Have you seen the smith, Renko?
He was in the camp just a short time ago. But he was complaining about needing materials, I think. He was talking about going in the sewers to find them. The poor fellow must be dead by now.
Not exactly the smartest decision he ever made, is it? But maybe he just got lost. When I can, I'll go see if I can find him.
Have you found the crystals? I'm afraid that we won't be able to hold out much longer without them.
I'm working on it. I still need to get a hold of a few more. Let's change the subject. Can I do something for you?
No, thank you. I don't need anything for the moment.
I'll be going now.